Berko gazed in the distance as if searching for a memory buried too far inside. His brow furrowed slightly, the weight of forgotten thoughts pressing against his consciousness. Berko's expression softened, a sigh escaping him as if he were releasing a long-held breath. Adanna sensed that somewhere deep within him he was grasping for something. Something elusive, perhaps long lost, yet too important to let go. My mother? She told me the same when I was just a boy. That we descended from a line of Hebrew, that our blood carried the legacy of prophets and kings. His voice faltered, the memory clearly a tender one. But my father, Berko continued, his gaze dropping to his hands, he was furious when he overheard us. He said it was nonsense, that such talk was dangerous, and he forbade us ever to speak of it again. I buried it deep, Adanna, thinking it was just old wives' tales. Adanna listened, her heart aching for the young boy Berko must have been, caught between the truth of his mother and the denial of his father. It's not just tales, Berko. It's our heritage, our truth. Aunt Nia believes, and now I do too, that these spirits, our ancestors, they guide us even now. They are calling us to embrace who we are, to not be afraid of our past but to draw strength from it. Berko looked up at her, his eyes reflecting a turmoil of emotions. All this time I've been running from who I am, trying to be what the village wanted, what I thought God wanted. But maybe it's time to face it, to accept who I am, who we are. Adanna reached out, taking his hand in hers, a gesture of unity and understanding. We can discover this together, Berko. We don't have to have all the answers now, but we can search for them side by side. Berko nodded, squeezing her hand in return, a silent vow passing between them. Together, he agreed, a spark of hope igniting in his eyes. As they sat beneath the baobab, the setting sun cast long shadows across the ground, weaving patterns of light and dark that seemed to dance to the ancient rhythms of their heritage. In that moment, Adanna and Berko were no longer just outcasts of Umutata. They were heirs to a legacy that stretched back through generations, called upon by the spirits of their ancestors to walk a path only they could tread. The air grew cooler as the evening drew in, carrying with it the sense of the earth after a day of rain then warmed by the sun. Adanna and Berko remained seated under the ancient baobab, a silent witness to their unfolding truths and reconciliations. Adanna took a deep breath, knowing that there was an unresolved issue between them, a weight that pressed on her heart. The woman's accusation lingered like a shadow, and no matter how much she wanted to trust Berko, the doubts gnawed at her soul. She needed answers, she needed the truth. She found the strength to confront him. Berko, she began, her voice trembling with both fear and resolve, what about the woman who claims you are the father of her children? Her breath caught in her throat, her heart aching for clarity. I want to believe you, I do, but it's not easy with all these shadows around us. Her eyes locked onto his, pleading for the honesty she so desperately sought. Berko met her gaze, his expression somber yet resolute. Adanna's voice softened as she added, in my heart, I believe it's not true, but why did Senior Father lie to me? Her words hung in the air, thick with the weight of betrayal, hope, and the need for the truth to finally break through the silence. Berko stood still, his face a mixture of pain and weariness, but his eyes never left hers. I understand your doubts, Adanna, and I won't fault you for them. But you must understand, the Senior Father, as wise as he is not immune to believing the rumors that swirl through Umutata. He paused, taking a deep breath before continuing. The truth is, the woman was manipulated by Chief Okoro. He has a reputation, though well hidden, of casting aside women when they are most vulnerable. I've heard tales during my time away, stories of children scattered like seeds, children he refuses to acknowledge. Adanna listened intently, her heart torn between the man she loved and the swirling maelstrom of village politics and deception. Then why would she point to you? Why drag you into this? Adanna's voice was a whisper, laden with the fear of what his answer might be. Because I am an easy target, Adanna. I left the church, I defied the traditions. Who better to cast as a villain than one who already stands accused of breaking faith? Berko's tone held a bitterness that he usually kept at bay. But why would the chief do this? What does he gain? The confusion was clear in her voice. Power, control. By discrediting me, he ensures that no one else dares to defy him as I did. And perhaps, Berko's voice dropped to a near whisper, he seeks to drive us apart, to break whatever influence I might have over the people or over you. The pieces began to fall into place for Adanna, each revelation like a puzzle piece fitting into the gaping holes of her understanding. So what do we do? How do we prove your innocence? Berko squeezed her hand, a small smile breaking through his worried facade. We find proof. We show the villagers the truth about Okoro's deception. It won't be easy, Adanna. It might even be dangerous. But if we stand together, we can restore the truth. Adanna nodded, her resolve hardening. Then we will stand together, Berko. Not just for us, but for all those silenced by fear and manipulation. We will bring the truth to light. As night enveloped the village, the two figures under the baobab tree were a testament to the power of unity in the face of adversity, determined to reclaim the narrative that had been wrested from their hands. Adanna, Berko began, his voice heavy with the weight of the decision he had made. I must leave Omatata for a while. It's the only way I can gather the evidence we need to clear my name and expose the chief's manipulations. Adanna's heart sank at the thought of being apart from Berko, yet she understood the necessity of his journey. How long will you be gone? She asked, trying to mask her concern. As long as it takes to find undeniable proof. I promise I will return as soon as I can, Berko assured her, his eyes earnest and resolute. With a brave nod, Adanna agreed, then go and know that my thoughts and prayers will be with you. We will stand together again soon. They embraced under the starlit sky, a promise of reunion sealed between them. As Berko disappeared into the darkness, Adanna felt a surge of determination bolstered by their shared purpose. That night, as Adanna slept, her recurring nightmare began as it always did, with the three shadowy figures chasing her. Though she only saw three, she always felt in her spirit that they were more. This time, as she floated upwards, escaping their grasp, something miraculous unfolded. The sky opened up, revealing a celestial vista filled with angels singing a melodious hymn that resonated with the deepest parts of her soul. Beside her, partially hidden behind a cloud, an angel smiled warmly at her, its presence comforting and profound. Below, a multitude of Hebrews, her people, stood together, united in their belief in the truth. Their voices joined the angels in a powerful rendition of a heavenly song, a sound so pure and overwhelming that it filled Adanna with an indescribable peace. As the dream concluded, Adanna awoke, her heart brimming with an unshakable joy and peace. The vision had reinforced her resolve.